सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदः पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। So we were looking at the fundamental problem, and what all of us really seek is really unlimited happiness. Even though we know that either we think that it is not possible, or we really do not even recognize that what we really want is that, and therefore people settle for whatever limited accomplishments which are possible within the worldly realm, let us say, correct? Any worldly pursuit or even other worldly pursuit, let us say, it's all limited because they are all only results of action. Action itself being limited, it cannot create something which is limitless. This is said in the Upanishad also. Okay? So the Upanishad says, Pariksha lokan karma chitan Brahmanaha nirvedamaya nasti akritaha kritena. Nasti akritaha kritena. Kritena means by doing something, by action. You cannot get that which is not a result of action itself, correct? Because even in the Bhashya, the Brihadaranyaka Bhashya, Shankaracharya says that the results of action can be categorized into 4 different categories. What are they? Either you create something newly, like you create a pot from a lump of clay, let us say. That is creation, you can say. So karma is useful for that. Or something is dirty, let us say, like your vessels. Every day you have to clean it, correct? So karma can be used for purification. The other thing is karma can also be used to modify something. Parinama, you can bring. Like you make curd from milk. Milk becomes curd. Or so many other things we do like that, correct? Chemical reactions, etc. So parinama also is there. Or you can reach somewhere, he says. So you are in Chennai, you want to go to Kolkata, let us say, then you can do karma for that. So karma can only do these 4 categories of results are only possible with karma. And then he goes on to say that anything limitless cannot be newly created, because limitless means it has to be space-wise limitless, time-wise limitless. Means it has to be available here and now already. It cannot be newly created. Then the limitless itself cannot be tainted by anything. So it cannot be obtained by purifying something also. So there is no question of any purification. The limitless is not even subjected to any impurity or taint. It's always asanga. It's not connected to anything also. It is taintless. That is the purity we are talking about. When we say Atma is Shuddha, that is the Shuddhi we say. So purification also cannot be there. Nor can it change, because the limitless is avikriyaha, we say. In fact, it is not even subjected to time, means change itself is only a function of time. Understand that. Therefore, there cannot be any change if something is beyond time or which transcends time. So you cannot arrive at the limitless by changing something or doing some modification. Nor you can reach it, because it's already, like I said, it has to be available here and now. Therefore, it cannot be a result of action. This is the first thing you have to understand. So whatever I am seeking is the limitless happiness, which everybody will agree if you ask them a few questions, in fact. Then it can never be a result of any action. That is how you gain nirvedam, the Upanishad also says. That is how you gain dispassion towards all worldly pursuits. Okay? Of course, that will not come overnight again, because we all have habitual tendencies. This viveka has to be really strong so that you have a certain clarity with reference to what you really want. Unless you have that clarity, studying Vedanta also will go over your head. It's not going to make any impact on you. Understand that. Vedanta can give you whatever it can give you only if you have certain clarity with reference to what you really want. In fact, that is called as Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi in the Gita also. The Bhagavan uses a term called Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi Ekeha Kurunandana Bahushakha Hi Anantascha Buddhayo Avyavasayina. Of course, Vyavasaya means in Tamil it is used for cultivation. In fact, here also cultivated mind we say sometimes, correct? Cultivated mind means a mind which is mature, which has good samskaras. That is what Bhagavan also says here. Vyavasayatmika buddhi means one who understands what one really wants. For that person, eka iha kurunandana. There is only one pursuit here for that person. There cannot be n number of different things which you want to see, because what you really want is the limitless, means that is the only pursuit for you. But those who do not have this viveka, this discriminatory attitude, for them then there are so many things to pursue. Whatever you see, you get a fancy about that, and then you have to go behind that. And after that fancy is gone, then something else becomes fanciful. Then your whole life will be over. Then next life also will be going like that only. It's an endless cycle, as we say. So, those who do not have this only have many pursuits. That is why we say for a mumukshu, there is only one pursuit, only moksha alone. Within that moksha itself, everything else also is included as though. Why? Because even the moksha phala, when it is talked about, for example in the Taittiriya Upanishad, they said that Brahmavid apnoti param. Correct? Brahmavid apnoti param. Tadesha bhyukta. Like that only it starts. Satyam jnanam anantam brahma. Then it says Yo veda nihitam guhayam parame vyoman so oshnute sarvan kaman saha. So saha ashnute sarvan kaman saha. Saha here means yugapad, means simultaneously, instantaneously. What? Sarvan kaman ashnute means the person who has known this limitless Brahman has fulfilled all desires. How is that possible? At the same time means because you are no more a wanting person. Only a wanting person can have desires. If you have discovered yourself as the limitless, as the Purna Purushaha, as the one who is complete in all respects, who is not wanting in any aspect, then there is no question of having any desire or wanting to fulfill any desire. In fact, this is said beautifully in Tamil also. If you take Tirukkural, Tiruvallur uses a beautiful word in Tirukkural for Bhagavan in the initial 10 verses, correct? Kadavul Vaazhuthu. What is the word? He says, Vendudal Vendamai Ilan. Like that, Bhagavan is mentioned. See the beautiful word used. Vendudal means the one who has raga, correct? Means one who thinks that only if I have something, I can be happy. That is the condition of all the human beings. You think that unless I have something, I cannot be happy. But Bhagavan also cannot be like that. If Bhagavan is like that, Bhagavan also will become a samsari. In fact, all, even Dvaitins and Vishishta-Dvaitins, everybody accept that Bhagavan is asamsari, correct? So Bhagavan cannot have any Vendudal, means cannot have any raga. Similarly, Vendami means Dvesha. Vendamai means what? If this is there, I cannot be happy. This also cannot be there. So that is how Tiruvallur is talking about Bhagavan. Vendudal Vendamai Ilanadi Serdarke. Like that he says, you have to reach his feet. That Bhagavan is like that. Means whatever is Bhagavad Swarupa is really your Swarupa also. That's what you also really want. You don't want to lose your happiness because you don't have something. Neither you want to lose your happiness because something is there. In fact, all these things become irrelevant. That's what we have to understand. That is the thing one is seeking. So this, whatever I am really seeking, has to be available here and now. But still I don't know. Why? How did I not know? It means then only we say, now your pursuit, the nature of your pursuit has fundamentally changed now. How has it changed? From the desire to become free from all limitations, you have now understood that if this desire has to be fulfilled, there is only one way it can be fulfilled. The only way is that I have to already be the limitless. There is no other way you can fulfill it, not through any karma. Since what I seek is the limitless has to be available here and now. But one more thing is, it cannot be separate from me also, correct? If it is really limitless, it cannot leave me out. Because when we talk about Anantatvam in the Shastra, we say Desha Kala Vastu Aparinchinnaha. Like that, it is defined. Means something which is not limited by space. Desha Parichinna is not there. Kala Parichinna means what? Something which is not limited by time. Vastu Parichinna means what? It is not limited by any object wise also. Like I said, each and every object itself is limited because of the fact of being that object. By being one object, that Vastu is not some other object, means it is limited by being that object. But we say Brahman is actually all objects. How is this possible? Modern scientific mind cannot accept it. I am seeing so many things, different things, millions of things. Hey, let us go to your science only. What the science is saying, you take this wood or you take anything, this metal. What is science saying? It's all only molecules. Okay. Then further what? All molecules are only atoms. Further what? All atoms are only some subatomic particles, proton, neutron, electron, some more trons are there. Okay, that is fine. Even then further they say, even that is only some, the fundamental building blocks are only three, they say. Three types of quarks are there. And depending on how they are spinning and all that, they have some whatever, they talk about certain things. I don't want to go into the details of that, but you can understand, even scientifically, there can be millions of things in the world, but everything they have reduced it to three at least, correct? And even that three, even scientifically they reduce it further to one, saying that the quantum system can be collapsed only by an observer. Okay. They also talk about an observer, but they don't know what that observer is. Whether that observer itself is another quantum system means it becomes infinite regress. It's a problem for them. There is even a paradox within the quantum physics called von Neumann paradox, which talks about this. But what is that? There are different opinions about that. Some people say, no, we don't even need that and all that. But whatever it is, even science is reducing everything finally to one thing, correct? Or they talk about a Big Bang. But before Big Bang, what was there? Means the term they use is very interesting. They say it is a singularity. Understand that the term which is used by scientists is called singularity. It is nothing. Singularity is ekameva advitiyam only. Understand that. At the end of the day, it is one undifferentiated existence. Therefore, in fact, Brahman is Sat, we say, correct? Sat Vastu. It is existence. That existence is there with every object, correct? Every object is really, we only know it as is only. The isness never varies. This, in fact, Bhashyakara says this beautifully in the Gita Bhashya also. There is a verse called Nasato Vidyate Bhavaha Nabhavo Vidyate Sataha Ubhayor Api Drishtontaha Tvaneyos Tattva Darshabhihi. Now if I translate this verse as it is, you will think that I am crazy or Bhagavan is crazy. Why? Because this verse is very simple. If you literal translation if I do, you won't understand anything. It says Nasato Vidyate Bhavaha means non-existence does not have existence. Okay? Na-bhavo vidyate sataha. Existence does not have absence or non-existence. What is this? This is an obvious thing, correct? What is this? What is there to learn here? Then he says, Ubhayor api drishtontaha. The one who knows these two things is the Tattvadarshi. He is the one who knows the reality of everything. Now here, Bhashya is very beautiful, the commentary which Adi Shankara has written. He says that, how can you say that whatever is existent can never become non-existent? Why? Because, but then the Apurva Bakshi comes and says, no, how can you say that there is part? If you break the part, there is no more part. So part existed and now the part is not existent. So how can you say whatever exists can never become non-existent? Then Bhashyakara says, how did you know the part? You knew the part as part is, correct? Okay, let us say you broke the part. Then also what? Non-existence is not there. Now you say the part shards are there, correct? Part shards are, or part shard is. So the isness can never go away. Understand that? Isness will always be, it will be, anuvritti is there. Means it keeps on going along with different, in fact that is, even in science we say there is law of conservation of mass, correct? Mass can never be, there is only like, even scientifically we say that you only transform it from one form to another. Overall there is a conservation of mass and energy. So you can never destroy anything in reality. The isness will keep on, the anuvritti of the Satbuddhi. Satbuddhi never goes away. Anything you know, you have to know it only as it is. It is. That being the case, that is its Brahman. Understand that? That's why Brahman is everything we can say. In fact, the language only confuses all of us. All our languages are stupid languages. Let me tell you why. Because we say existent part. Okay, existent part is a very valid linguistic construct. There we are using existent as an adjective, as though existence is a quality and part is a substantive. But in reality, existence is the real noun. That's what you have to reorient yourself. Existence is the real, that's the only thing which is there always, correct? Is can never go away. The is pratiti is always, it is anuvritta, we say. It keeps on going with whatever you know. In each and every cognition, the is, in fact, to go even one step further, any cognition means consciousness is, will always be there. So you take this, phone consciousness is, okay. What about this? Mic consciousness is, table consciousness is, cloth consciousness is, fan consciousness is. Now in all these things, what is changing? Table is changing, phone will go away, paper will go away, table will go away, cloth will go away. But consciousness is the anuvritta, correct? It never goes. In each and every cognition, the consciousness is the invariable. It can never be removed. And that is you only. In fact, it's not separate from yourself because the only conscious entity is yourself. So you are the one who gives the very existence to this entire creation, because cognition itself, if you look into the content of each and every cognition, that consciousness is the invariable, and that is the only satyam. We say whatever is invariably plus present alone can be real. Whatever keeps on changing is only unreal. It is false. It is anritam. And that consciousness is in each and every cognition. It resolves into yourself only. It is yourself, really speaking. That's why you are the only Satvastu in the world. There is no other Satvastu. There is nothing else really Satyam. All the names and forms do not count. Even the world we see here, even scientifically, if you look at it, 99% is space, they say, correct? Within the atom, the nucleus is so small, and the atom, the electron clouds are sitting somewhere else. 99% is only space, really. Then how are you having all this solid, liquid, gas, plasma, whatever it is? It's all only Maya. That is what is Maya, correct? Every scientist really understands what is Maya, but they don't understand the Satyam behind this Maya. Maya cannot be there by itself. Understand that. It always requires an Adhishtanam. And that is yourself in fact. You are that Adhisthana who is beyond space-time. Then you can ask, how can you say that I am beyond space-time? How can I understand that? Means every night you sleep, correct? Where is space-time in sleep? There is no space-time or anything. But were you there or not? I only slept. I am very much there when I slept. I am. So that I am existence can never be denied by you. Nobody can deny. You cannot say that I did not exist. I am the one who slept. I am the one who is awake. I am the one who is dreaming. In fact, Bhagavan even extends this. He says, I was the child. I was the youth. I am the old person now. I will be the another older, even older person, whatever it is. Correct? Kaumare, Yavane, all this he says. The I is the invariable in all states of experience. Even within waking also, throughout your life, I never changes. But everything else keeps changing. That I alone is Satyam. Everything else does not really count. It's all only Anritam Vidya. This I as existence transcends space-time because it exists even when there is no space-time. It is of invariable nature. Its nature is of being conscious. Its consciousness never goes away. Its nature is always the same. That being the case, that is the only thing which is there really, and that is yourself. That is the teaching. So now, the idea is what? If I really want this limitless, how did I not know is the problem then? But either the limitless has to be there as myself only, already available to me, or it is never there. But since we are all astikaha, here only the astikyam and all is important. Since the Veda says that there is this Brahman, Brahman itself means limitless only. If we translate Brahman, Brihi Vriddhav is the dhatu. It comes, Brahman means big, or that which is like all pervading. Big means again, big as not as an adjective, understand that. Unqualified big. Because big as an adjective is a problem. Big mosquito is different from big mountain, correct? So here when we say Brahman is big means what? It is Mr. Big. It is the big, okay? There is no qualification, unqualified. That's what we say, limitless. So that Brahman is there. And if it is there, then it cannot be different from me. Because it is not only Sat, it is also Chit. It is not Jada, at least. And that Brahman, if it is myself, why I did not know? Why you do not know means you have ignorance, we have to say that. It is like saying, I have this and then I am searching for my glasses. In fact, searching for the glass is even more difficult when glass is not there, correct? That is the situation everybody is in actually. I don't know that I have the glass, and also know without the glass, even this is difficult. Even if it is really there somewhere, I will not be able to see it properly. But I am already the one with the glass. But I don't know that. Then what do I do? The very fact that I am searching it somewhere else makes it secret. Why? Because the seeker and the sought are one and the same. If that is the case, the very seeking will hide the sought. That is another problem in this. As long as you are seeking, you cannot find it. Then what is the solution? You have to know you already have it. That is the only solution. Somebody has to come and point, hey stupid fellow, you already have it with you only. You are already the one with that. That is why this pursuit is something what we call as accomplishing the accomplished. Is that clear? It is not accomplishing the unaccomplished. With karma, we always accomplish something which is not already accomplished. But with Jnanam, what do? We accomplish whatever is already accomplished. Is it not contradiction? Why should I accomplish something already which is accomplished? Means the only separation is because of ignorance, correct? The only separation between the I which I am seeking and the I who is the seeker is only ignorance. Ignorance is the one which is separating you from what you want. Therefore, what can be the only solution? The only solution for this is Jnanam. Jnanam alone can give you. Jnanam alone destroys ignorance. Karma can never destroy any ignorance. Understand that. Therefore, now you have become a Jijnasu. From a Mumukshu, you have to become a Jijnasu. That is the transformation you have to undergo first. In your own understanding, now what? You are not seeking limitless happiness, means you cannot really gain it through karma. I can only gain it through jnanam. Then I become one who is desirous of this knowledge. You have to become desirous of knowledge, then only you can gain this. So once you become a jijnasu, another important thing is what? Any knowledge requires prerequisites. Is that clear? If you want to learn calculus, already you have to know at least basic arithmetic and some algebra and all that. Without that you cannot learn calculus, let us say. So like that, any jnanam requires prerequisites. So whether you are an adhikari or not. Now already we talked about three things, correct? First you have to be a nitya vastu viveka you have to have. I said that you recognize first that what I really want is the limitless. That is the nitya vastu viveka. Once you recognize that, you are no more interested in limited things. That is the vairagya. And then basically that why do you even desire for the limitless? Because you want to be free from all limitations. You have a desire to be free from all limitations. That is mumukshutvam. But even after all these things, you become a jijnasu and you want to gain this knowledge. Means where does this knowledge take place? What is knowledge in fact? What is our theory of knowledge? First you have to understand. Because now I have told you that the solution for all your problems is only knowledge. But now I am not saying this. Upanishad itself says Atmavid Shokam Tarati. Tarati Shokam Atmavid. In fact, in the Chandogya Upanishad there is an interesting story. Narada goes to Sanat Kumara and then says that hey Bhagavan, teach me so that I am in sorrow. Okay? Teach me so that I can come out of this sorrow. Then Sanat Kumara says, okay, first tell me what all you know. Then Narada gives a whole list of things. Okay, he says, I know all the Vedas. I know the different Veda Angas. I know this Vidya, Rasa Vidya, Nakshatra Vidya. And he gives a big list. And then says that even after knowing all these things, Aham Shochami, I am in sorrow. So then he says that is because why? Then Sanat Kumara teaches him. That is called Bhuma Vidya in the Chandogya Upanishad. And Bhuma also is the same thing. Bhuma and Brahman are all synonymous only. It's all. Then he teaches him. And in that Narada himself initially says, Atmavid Tarati Shokam. I have heard that the one who knows oneself will cross all sorrow. So you have to teach me. So that is how it starts. So this becomes a pursuit of knowledge. But what kind of knowledge? Because Narada already had so much knowledge. He had the knowledge about the entire objective world, let us assume. He knows a lot. Because Narada, we hold him in high esteem, correct? He is the one who can go anywhere in this creation. And he is very knowledgeable. But still, all this objective knowledge does not count for anything. You are still in sorrow. The same thing applies even now here, correct? You can know everything about the world, but still it's not going to change anything. Understand that? The best of the scientists can be most depressed fellow. You can see even movies are there, Beautiful Mind and all that. It doesn't help. You can be a genius. In fact, the objective knowledge itself is limited only. You can never. If only one more question I have to ask, then you have to say, I don't know. Understand this. Anything with parts, you can never know completely. Correct? Because you can keep on reducing it further. Which is the only thing you can know completely. Means it is yourself. Understand that. Because myself, in my own appreciation of myself, I am always a part plus whole. Understand this. The I. How do I even sense myself as I when I sense myself? Is there any parts to that? Think about it. Let us say today I have all my limbs and everything. Tomorrow you lose one finger. Now do you become 99% I? You don't become like that, correct? Even though your identity is based on your body mind sense complex, even if some part of body is gone, it doesn't mean that you have become only. Even if you go to somebody goes and kills somebody who doesn't have two legs, let us say. The judge will not say, no, you have only killed 50% human being, so I will give you 50% sentence. It's not like that. Even law considers human being as one whole only always, correct? Whether you have all four limbs or you have only two limbs, etc. Or even if somebody is retarded, let us say, mind-wise they are not there, even that person is considered to be a human being, means it is one whole always, even in the eyes of law. But forget the law. How do you appreciate yourself means, in your appreciation of yourself, you are always a partless whole. And only a partless whole can be taught completely, because it doesn't have any parts, correct? Either you know it or you don't know it. And you can know it completely. And that's why this is the only knowledge which can be transmitted completely, and the only thing you can really claim that I know. All other knowledge is all useless, because you can never claim that you know anything completely, even a small. That's why nowadays everywhere there are specialists are there, correct? When I was growing up, there was only one child doctor. We used to go if we always had some problem, because we were all running around on the streets. We used to fall down or whatever. So our children, sometimes head is having some bleeding, feet are having bleeding, this and that. My mother used to take, but we had only one doctor. Sometimes it is a family doctor, or rarely we used to go to a child specialist and all that. But nowadays you have all kinds of specialists, correct? Now specialist means what? Specialist knows more and more about less and less, correct? That's why he is a specialist. So if you go to, previously there was only one eye doctor. Now you have a retinologist, you have some other, even within eye also you have specialization now. There is not just one eye doctor. So basically specialization means you know more and more about less and less. And that's what even PhD and all that research also what? They will do research in something very specific. That fellow will not know anything about anything else. That is the nature of objective knowledge. Understand that. Because you can never know the objective world completely. Our Avayar said that already. Katradhu kaimannalavu, kalladhu ulagalavu. And even recently one scientist said that we know how much we don't know. Scientist means at least you should know how much you don't know, then only you are a real scientist. Why he is saying that? Because even according to science there is something called dark matter and all that. the current whatever scientific theory which is there, they are saying that around 97% of the things they are not able to account for. Actually, whatever theory and everything they have is only able to account for a few percentage of the observable universe. There is dark matter, dark energy and all that, they don't know how to account for it. So he says that I can confidently say that we don't know 97% of the things in the universe. Something like that. So at least you know what you don't know, and you can be humble about that. So that is the objective knowledge. But the only thing you can know completely is yourself, because you are a partless whole. And that I is the subject matter of this knowledge. Like I said already, whether it is objective knowledge or subjective knowledge, all knowledge takes place only in your mind. Understand that. This is an important point I have to mention. Because there are a lot of misconceptions nowadays that somehow this Atma Vidya means you have to go beyond your mind. Supra-mental. Mental itself is a problem. Supra-mental is even more problem, I think. So, we will talk about supra-mental and all that. And they will even quote Veda. He will say, see, even your Upanishad is saying, what? Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha anandam brahmano vidvan. Okay, what? Yato vacho nivartante. See, from which all words return back. No word cannot be used. So don't waste your time listening to all these words. Don't go to any guru. Go and sit somewhere. Meditate. Why? Because words return back from Brahman. Brahman cannot be attained through any word. Not only word, along with the mind. Correct? Aprapya manasa saha. Manasa saha. Along with the mind, no word can reach this Brahman. Then why are you wasting time studying all these things? Along with Vedanta, you are also studying Sanskrit and all that. Panini, Vyakarana, Nahi Rakshati, Dukrin Karane. Also they will say, see, even your Shankara himself says, Nahi Rakshati, Dukrin Karane. Don't study anything. No, it's not going to help. Even after studying only, it doesn't help. Without studying, it is never, definitely it's not going to help you. So all these things are valid, but see, when the Upanishad says this Brahman cannot be attained by any word, how do we understand that? It is very valid, correct? Because Brahman cannot be the meaning of any one word. Understand that. Already I told you, if it is the limitless and it becomes the meaning of only one word, then it will become limited, correct? By that very fact that it is the meaning of only one word, it will become limited. So Brahman cannot be the meaning of any one word. In fact, Shankara goes even further. It says you don't even have to use the word I or Atma for that. Understand that. Although typically we use words like Brahman and Atma and we talk about the Aikyam, all that is only for the purpose of teaching. In reality, you don't require any word for that. It is not really a meaning of any one word. It cannot be. Or you have to put it the other way around. It is the meaning of all words. Correct? It cannot be the meaning of any one word, but it is the meaning of all the words. That is Brahman for us. It may look contradictory, but that's how it is taught. It can be taught. Understand that. Upanishad itself says Anoraniyan, Mahato Mahiyan. How do you understand that? It says it is smaller than the smallest. Okay, then what? But it is also Mahato Mahiyan. It is greater than the greatest. So what is conveyed means what it is conveying is it is not subjected to space. Correct? It is smaller than the smallest. Greater than the greatest means what? Small, great and all that, big and all are only spatial concepts. That which transcends space cannot be referred to either as small or big. Understand that. That is what is conveyed by that. Even conveying that it is not the meaning of any one word, it's only conveying that it transcends all objects, correct? Because any meaning of any object, any word is really some object or some entity, correct? But Brahman transcends all the objects. And also it cannot be objectified by your mind. That's why aprapya manasa saha. Because the very act of objectifying by your mind will again make Brahman into a limited entity. So it cannot be objectified by your mind. Why? Because it is manaso manaha. Another Upanishad comes and says, what is that? Brahman is shrotrasya shrotram, manaso manaha, vacho havacham, sau pranasya pranaha, chakshushas chakshuhu. All this it says. It is the hearer of hearing, seer of sight, or it is the one which knows your thoughts also, right? It is the thinker of thoughts. Like this it keeps on saying. What is the meaning of that? Means it is the one because of which mind acts as mind. Eyes are functioning as eyes, ears are functioning as ears. Or if you go one step further, it is the one which knows whether your eyes are seeing or not. Understand that, correct? Even if you close your eyes or if somebody plucks your eyes out, in those days they had all this, or even today some people do all these crazy things. Even if eyes are not there, it is the one which knows whether your eyes are seeing or not. It is the one which knows whether the ears are hearing or not. Like that, it is the one, it is the conscious principle which is making all these things function as they are functioning. In its very presence, all these things are functioning. And that reality has to be pointed out. And it has to be known only by the mind again. The same Upanishad in another place says, Manasa eva anudrashtavyam. Understand that. The same Upanishad says, Manasa eva anudrashtavyam. And there, Adi Shankara also says that what kind of mind? A mind which is Acharya and Shastra Upadeshena Sanskritam Manaha. The mind which is matured, correct, by the teachings of, or that which is the mind which is basically which is immersed in the teaching of the Shastra and the Guru Vakya only, such a mind which is purified and which is subjected to this teaching alone can, then you can see me. Basically, even there you are not seeing it as an object. You have to simply, in fact, you don't even have to objectify it. That is the thing you have to understand. All other things you can only objectify and know. Here, you don't even have to objectify because you are known to you always. If I ask you, are you there? You have to always say, I am. So, your existence, the Veda even need not reveal. But what the Veda comes and tell you is that it simply removes all wrong notions about yourself. And once all those wrong notions are gone, it is as it is, correct? It is self-existent, self-revealing reality, self-luminous. Swayam Jyotihi and all we say. And that reality is as it is. And it is the source of all happiness also. Because it is the only thing you unconditionally love. Understand that everything else is only conditionally loved. And that which is unconditionally loved has to be the source of all happiness. Because conditionally loved things only you think are sources of happiness, correct? Because anything, let us say, any object which you want to acquire and all that, why do you even want that? Because it is going to evoke a pleased self in yourself, correct? It is for your sake only you are acquiring everything. Whatever you want. Patyuk kamaya. So even the Upanishad explicitly says the husband does not love the wife for the wife's sake, but only for his own sake. Wife does not love the husband for husband's sake, but for her own sake. Like that it keeps on giving you a huge list. And then finally says what? Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Correct? Everything, why do you love everything? Means because it invokes a pleased self in you for your sake only. If it does not do that, then you allow. That's what Swamiji used to say. You allow it to go away. Whoever it is, whatever it is, only till the time it invokes a pleased self in you, you keep it. Otherwise you allow it. You don't love anymore. That means in all these things, the self alone is the unconditionally loved. Vastu means whatever is unconditionally loved should be the source of all happiness. Understand that? That is yourself. So you don't have to go searching anywhere. You are the very happiness itself. That is not jnanam we talk about. Again, it is not any one particular experience or anything. Understand that? This whole thing is about removing layers and layers of ignorance. Gentle people are all living under so much ignorance that it has to be removed from multiple standpoints. That's why it requires a systematic study. Or any insight you have derived also, it has to be repeated again and again. Otherwise, your habitual tendencies can overpower you. It is true even in normal things. Understand that. Once you get used to something, like driving every day, you are driving to your office. Okay? And most of the driving is subconscious. So any subconscious habits which are there, it's very difficult to overcome. Why? On a weekend now you want to go somewhere else to the movie. But if you are not alert to that, what will happen? You will still go to your office route only. It's not that you didn't have knowledge. So knowledge alone will not transform you. Is that clear? Or even a simple insight, even your wife would have told 100 times certain things. But if you are not alert, then your subconscious will take over. Habitual tendency only will take over. It has got nothing to do with knowledge. That's why having knowledge is one thing, but enjoying the results of that knowledge requires some more work. Is that clear? This is true for every knowledge, not only self-knowledge. That's why we say Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam also we say. Means the insight has to be repeated again and again and again. First you have to gain the knowledge. That is the Shravanam. Without Shravanam nothing is there. Some people who are very very qualified, Shravanam only, okay I know, get up and go, that's it. No more requirement of anything else. But others have doubts. First you have to clear the doubts. So Karka, even this also is said in Tiruvallur is saying that Karka, first you have to learn, you have to listen. Then Kasadara, means without any doubts you have to learn. But that alone is not enough. You can still clear knowledge you can have, but you may not be enjoying the results of that knowledge. Then what? Katrabin Nirka, there only lot of effort is required. Then you have to now transform yourself so that that knowledge really reflects in your whatever vyavahara you are doing or all these things. If the knowledge becomes natural to you, how it has to not only go in your conscious mind, it has to penetrate into the very being, your core, even into your subconscious. That's why tapas and all we talk about. Tapasa brahma vijijñāsasva tapo brahmeti satapo tapyata satapas taptva idagum sarvam. All this, okay, I don't want to go into that. But tapas is also important. Why? Tapas means you are, whatever is consciously you are knowledgeable, you are now taking it into your subconscious also. So that this knowledge is always available. And once your mind is having a certain disposition like this, and the mind is purified by this knowledge, then this knowledge is no more a function of memory or mind or anything. Understand that? Because all other objects, again, objective knowledge, even if you gain once the object is away from your awareness, then it is as though you don't know it again. Again you have to know it, correct? Or any limited objective knowledge, even after gaining knowledge, it can become a function of your memory. Why? Because that object can go away, that knowledge can go away. Therefore, you may even forget it. You may have to again know it and all that. But in this case, it is not even a function of your memory anymore. Why? Because here this Atma is always available. Atma is the limitless conscious entity which can never go away. Once you have gained this knowledge, the content of this knowledge is something which can never go away. It is always there. And that is the difference here. This knowledge is the knowledge about yourself, where you know without objectifying yourself, and once you know properly, it can never go away. It is no more even a function of, in fact, you are no more even a knower. That is the beauty of this. So the very status of being a knower also gets negated. Everything is gone along with that. That is the knowledge we are talking about, and that is the knowledge which the Upanishad is revealing. And Upanishad itself means what? The word Upanishad, Upa means Upasamipe, that which is near, or nearer or nearest also you can say. Samipatara, Samipatama. Means what is nearest to you means myself only. The nearest thing to oneself is self alone is the nearest. That's why Upa. Ni means what? Nischaya Jnanam. It's definitive, conclusive, clear knowledge is called. In the Ni points out to Nischaya Jnanam. So Nischaya Jnanam about oneself. Now what does it result in? Shad. Sadlu is the dhatu. So the Sadlu dhatu comes in three meanings. Visharana, Gati, Avasadana. Visharana means what? Shiryati and all is there in Sanskrit also. Visharana means decay. Means this knowledge about yourself decays all the problems in your life. Atma with Shokam Tarati and all, correct? Anarthan, all the anartha, all the undesirables are all decaying, are going away. But what if it comes back? Correct? Things go away. Every night when I sleep also I don't have any problem. But when I get up it is coming back. So what if all the anartha come back means no. Avasadayati. Samulam avasadayati means it destroys all the anartha along with the root cause itself, which is ignorance. Ignorance of oneself is the root cause of all the problems. It destroys, this knowledge destroys the very ignorance which is the root cause of all these things. And what is this knowledge about oneself means? Brahma Gamayati. Knowing oneself as the limitless is this knowledge, correct? This knowledge about oneself, what is the content of that? Means it makes you know that you are Brahman. Brahma Gamayati, because Gati Artha means getting or knowing. So the same Sad Dhatu can come in all these three meanings, and in all these three meanings are relevant to self-knowledge, and that's how Shankaracharya gives the meaning of this. If you take any Upanishad, Sambandha Bhashya, Bhashyakara will immediately give first the meaning of the term Upanishad. If Upanishad is this knowledge, then why do we call the book as Upanishad? Means book is the one which is revealing. Pratipadaka, Pratipadya Sambandha was already told, correct? So the Upanishad book also is only, it is figuratively called Upanishad because the book reveals the same subject matter. It helps you to gain this knowledge. Therefore you have to study that, and therefore you have to go to a guru. There is no other way. So we will continue this in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.